Okay, today I want to share something that is maybe an epiphany of mine, or I don't know how to call it, but this is what probably kept me stuck for the last, I would say, man, I've been trying to make money online and, be successful probably since age 23. So a lot happened. A lot happened since then. I've changed different careers. I went from kinesiology, so being a personal trainer in the gym, to then doing substitute teaching in school, to then applying for the military to be an Air Force pilot, which failed. Then I went on to take a sales door-to-door job, made lots of money out of doing that, finished top 10 in Atlantic Canada. Then I quit because I wanted to be an actor since I was 19, and I finally made the plunge when, Toronto Film School called me in the middle of one of my sales shift. So I auditioned a week after and I got in, and 5 months later I was on my way to Toronto to start my new life. So yeah, a lot happened, and that was in 2019, and we all know what happened in 2020. So, I was doing remote learning, trying to be an actor on Zoom. It fucking sucks. Or doing a play on Zoom, trying to play with the camera, with the sound effects and all of that. And, it was almost like I played every fucking role on a film set, with my computer, doing that live on Zoom. And we did some improv, a little bit of writing, which is not my strong suit, and accents and all of that. And, it's good. Acting was very, very fun. Very fun. But was not profitable, especially in Canada, right? Try making money as an actor in Canada, especially in that era. Well, we probably still are in that era. But, I'm not going to get into this woke nonsense, but what I would audition for and what I would see who got the job, yeah, pretty woke. The facts are there. I can tell. But, I didn't let that stop me. I tried for a few years, had an agent and all that, auditioned, and then out of desperation, man, I was running out of money. It's getting bad. I love Toronto. Toronto is, it's an okay city. It's getting a little bit out of control now, but, lots of opportunities there. Very big city. I came from a small town. It's 10,000 people in New Brunswick, Canada. If you know, very small. And it was quite the shift. So I did learn a lot of new valuable life lessons from moving on my own, to a new city, and kind of like bootstrapping everything. Living in a kind of ugly ass apartment for the first while. It was so dirty, man. That apartment. Like, I was working on my laptop once, and looking out on my right side because my peripheral vision was giving me spidey senses. It was literally a mice standing up like this, looking at me, and I did sort of like this air gasp, and this fucking thing left me. And, I thought he was going to be my friend, but yeah, it's quite an interesting time. But going back to, running out of money part, I joined the military, applied for it out of desperation. I'm like, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to build discipline. I'm going to know how to shoot guns, and I'm going to be a man. Which, a little bit of that happened, but it's quite a different story being sold. In the military, it's, especially now, man, we lack leaders. We lack resources. That's a big part. And it's just not like I've learned, despite from the gun handling and tactics and all that. Yeah, that I learned. But as far as like power dynamics and leadership and all of that, I haven't learned a thing, because it looks like nobody knows what's going on. But that's just my experience. So right now I'm here. I'm in the military shack. I've said that a few times in my videos. And my mission is, to build a profitable online business, build a personal brand, help men, and, eventually move out. Move out of Canada as well, not just my job. I want to go back to Asia. I want to travel. I've been in Bangkok. I've been in Seoul so far. And just the dating over there, I would say, is second to none. I mean, it's such a massive difference. As far as like men to woman dynamic, they're much more feminine, right? They're not to, they understand their role, right? Not like stay home, do this, do that. No, it's just like they understand that, if you have half a brain and some, if you're driven in any way, she understands that, you have a goal in life and she wants to support that. She really wants to support you, right? And, she's not going to be dramatic. She's going to, do things that saves you time, like washing your clothes, making you food, or just, keeping you in a good mood. I mean, women can be so much fun, man. I mean, they add so much to our lives sometimes. And I think, I have a soft spot for Asian women. What can I say? And they really usually take care of their bodies. You're not going to see much overweight chicks there, especially in, straight at the source. Maybe in America, but here, over there, it's quite a different story. And the weather is much better. Canada, the winter sucks. So yeah, that's my plan. That's my life's goal right now. That's the purpose I'm going after. And I feel good going after it every day. But, I was going to say why I feel so stuck. Well, it's because I just lacked taking action. It's simple as it is. Like, man, I'm seeing so many YouTube, channels and whatnot, they talk about morning routine. They talk about, these high tactics as far as what to do, how to be successful, what's the next golden opportunity for business, or, and all of these things could be valuable, but I think it all comes down to just fucking fail forward and just try and see what happens, and then readjust from there and keep moving forward. That's what makes speed. And speed, I mean, is the thing that's gonna make you win or make you lose. Because if you don't have speed of execution, if you don't pivot really fast in this thriving economy, and with AI coming and all of that, I mean, you're just gonna be left in the dust. I used to do that, where I would just research, and, while you do more research, other ideas pop up, so you kind of do more research, because the more you don't know, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And you're never going to fully know anything. I mean, the first ones that started in your niche, they probably didn't have a single idea of what to do. And it just kept going. They delusioned themselves into thinking they were going to be successful, and they took action no matter what. And then you're there, I'm there, and I'm on my laptop researching, and Monday to Friday, and then the week passes by so fast, and the weekend you reward yourself because you did busy work, you masturbated your brain. Dude, it's not the way. It is not the way now today. You just gotta take action, have unlimited amount of focus, and just like I'm doing now, making this video. This is my second video today. I try to talk and talk. I'm working on my communication skills. It might be shit right now. Who knows? I might not be entertaining. But, at least I'm trying to talk and talk and talk with no script. Trying to give some value. And, pivot from that. Because people are going to follow me. Some won't. And, some will agree with my message. Some won't. So I got to try to find that sweet spot. Do I want to be the middleman where, I don't have any, polarity into my speech? No, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be a guy who, has straight views, no pun intended, but have a view about the world that, I want men to realize, and you know, what I strive for really is to follow a life of purpose, right? Because we all want that as men. We want to feel valuable and we want to make money while doing it. And girls are a big part of our lives, and we want to be a fucking James Bond looking motherfucker with some Casanova internals, so to speak. You know, we want to be like the man we used to watch, you know, in movies or anything like that. So that's why, you know, my slogan is kind of like, I want to build walking movie posters. Walking movie posters, right? That sounds kind of cool. But yes, the reason why you're so stuck, it's simple. You're just not taking action, and you're always seeking opinions from your friends, maybe, or YouTube videos, and you just watch and watch and watch. You write. Maybe you have like 600 notes plus on your laptop. I mean, I have a crazy amount. It's insane the amount of notes I took over the last few years and just never applied them. Never took action. Like, for example, maybe 5 months ago, no, 6 months ago, I was studying wholesaling because I wanted to be a real estate wholesaler and make 10K deals, you know, left and right and all of that. And I was literally watching videos and writing almost word for word everything. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna be this guy who makes lots of money, you know, while in the military, and you know, this is gonna be my way out. And then I'm gonna do some flips. You know, in Cleveland, Ohio, from Canada, because all the good deals are there. You know, there's some bad shit deals in Canada, and they take all your money. So let me go into Ohio and, you know, get a little 3-4 doors first deal and get rich. So, you know, I made a few calls to real estate agents, and, you know, trying to get like a deal, and then, you know, work with this sort of agency that would analyze the deal, and then you sort of make the profit from that, and without having any money, any cash on hand. And, you know, it's just, yeah, I didn't take enough action. I didn't take those 100 calls a day to make that deal happen. I was just kind of like passive. But it teach me a lesson, you know, that doing that fucking sucked. Like, I hated it. And you gotta know, like, when to back out and, you know, when to keep going. Because challenges are good. I mean, if something challenges you or, you know, scares you a little bit, it's probably a good sign that you should go after it. But if every time you're working on something, or even your job, and you just find yourself that, you know, every day it drains your soul, literally. Like, even on good days where there's nothing really to complain about, or on bad days where, you know, there's always bad stuff going on at work, or, you know, people you're working with, so dramatic, they kind of put you in a negative mood all the time, and all, you know, you gotta look at these factors, you know, if you're moving on to something else for the right reasons, or just because you were a pussy and you didn't work hard enough. So, you know, that's sort of another topic, but you gotta know, like, yeah, when to back down and when to keep pushing through. But taking action will always give you that clarity. And clarity is massive, because once you have clarity, you know, if you take your shot without aiming and all of that, even though it wasn't like the best move ever, that in and of itself will give you the clarity to pivot or just change your approach. And, you know, if you start enjoying that process at the same time, it is a pretty good sign, and it's quite relieving. Like, every time I make videos, like, after I'm in a better mood before, you know, than before I started the video, because, you know, talking and just talking to you guys, talking about my, you know, my challenges and, you know, my journey is, you know, feels good to me. You know, I feel like I'm connected with you, even though I'm staring at the barrel of a frame. But yeah, you gotta really, you know, understand yourself, and you really get to know yourself when you take action and get, you know, clarity on what you're doing. And, you know, a lot can happen in a year, guys. Like, if you stick to something for a year, or, you know, on top of that, you get a mentor, I mean, you're gonna be surprised at the changes that can occur. I mean, you could be totally somewhere else, in the world. Like, you could be with a girl you never thought, would say hi to you. You could, yeah. You could have 50K in your checking account. You could be in Asia on a yacht somewhere. You never know, man. You never know where life can take you when you actually pursue your purpose, take action every day, and, giving to people. You're being a good man. Give value to the world. Value will give you value back. What you give, you attract. It's not woo-woo. It's really what it is, right? So you gotta take action. You just take action now. Maybe stop watching this video and go take action now, because if you don't, look at the next 5 years. How old are you gonna be? 35? 40? 26? Well, if you do have the same life as you have now and you don't take action, guess what? You're going to be at the exact same point, but older, more responsibilities maybe, more bills maybe. Maybe you're fatter, maybe you're not as attractive as you were, if you don't do the work, obviously. And just, your energy's gonna start draining a little bit, because as we get older, we lose energy. I'm thankful that, I've always been working out since the age of 16, and, I feel as energetic as I did in my 21. I just need a bit more recovery sometimes, as far as sleep and supplements and all of that. But I would say my testosterone right now is higher than it was at 21, because right now I'm taking way more herbs, vitamin, minerals, and I understand my body better from having, worked out for so long. So, I know what works, what doesn't, and, got a pretty good lifestyle. But, yeah, if you don't take action, then 5 years from now, you're just going to be the same guy. And do you want that? I mean, what's really the price to pay to being the same, 5 years from now? You got to enjoy your youth, man. I mean, you're not going to get a second one. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen after, but you're not going to get that again. Like, pay attention to that. Like, maybe you have lots of money right now. Cool. But are you at your optimal when it comes to being your charismatic self, connecting with other people, connecting with, the opposite sex, and having an abundance, a woman, and not being played, not being loved just because of your money and things like that? Like, at the end of the day, relationships is all we have, You can lose everything and the next day, all your money, businesses go bankrupt and all of that, but what you're still with at the end is, in the end, is your relationships and, who's close to you. So keep that in mind. I mean, life can be full of surprises, but careful what you wish for, man. If you're just lazy, negative, and don't take action, and, you just go through the motions and do what you have to do at work, and then go back home and, sit on the couch, light yourself a joint, eat some chips, watch Netflix, reruns. You're not going to get better with women if you watch reruns of The Office or whatever the hell you're watching. It's just not, man. So don't complain about about this red pill stuff, if you're not doing the work yourself. I mean, women are not going to, show up at your door if, all you do is watch like Rollo Tomasi complaining about women, or I don't know, other creators. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rollo was an OG in the space, and I think he has valuable insight, as far as man to woman dynamic. But if all you do, no disrespect to Rollo, if all you do is watch like red meat stuff, as we call it, like him analyzing like man to woman debate or feminism and arguing this point, that point, it kind of gives you a boost watching that, because it's like, oh yeah, you woman, haha. It's just, is it really productive with your time to do that? or watching like unlimited amounts of hours of infield, like pickup coaches picking up chicks, and you're just there watching. Like perhaps you're not even taking notes, or this is gonna go out of your head, the next day or next week. So you just gotta take action, man. It's there's no secret sauce. There's everybody's selling you a secret around, like getting rich, getting tons of girls and all of that. I mean, if they're selling something, it's because they're selling a transformation, and it's going to be really hands-on with you and guiding you through the process of getting there. But you got to take action to get there. That's why you pay money. If you just pay for information, and you're still the same guy as you were 5 years ago, I mean, it's just going to be more information that you don't take action on. So that's why info products doesn't always deliver the best results. Sometimes you gotta really pay the big bills to get the results, because it's hands-on and they're going to be with you every step of the way. And make sure you don't fall back into your old self when he's no longer there, because that's what a mentor is. You outshine the master, so to speak. So it is a lot to take in. I mean, there's I'm sure, it's me, yourself, some of your friends that maybe are thriving for the same thing. And if you don't have friends that want to get better, I mean, you might want to look into other friends. Keep them at bay. Keep them close, I guess. But you gotta put your energy where you want to go. Like, you gotta seek the people that are succeeding already if you want to succeed. Otherwise, just gonna be the fifth or sixth loser in your friends group, and that sucks. That's why building community I think is amazing, because we're connecting with like-minded guys like you, and you can connect from any other areas of the world, and you build strong bonds, and we create meetups, and that's how we get better, as a brotherhood. It's really hard to succeed on your own. So on that note, you just gotta take action. That's why you're stuck. You're not taking action. I mean, I sound like a broken record right now, but it is what it is. That was ugly. Just fucking take action now, man. Like, think about what you want to do now, okay? And ask yourself, what's the one thing you can do now to get one step closer to what you want to achieve? Okay, and repeat that the next day, the next day, the next day. Focus on one thing, not like 5 things. Like, don't have 20 tabs open and working on this for 10 minutes, this on the next 10. No, just pick the lowest hanging fruit right now that you can focus on for however much time you have. I mean, if you're done work at 4 or 5, whatever, go to the gym, whatever, you can literally have a block of 4 hours and just do that. Fucking do that. Stop scrolling or watching Netflix, or do that. Maybe reward yourself at the end of the night if it's like 9:30, 10. And from 10 to 11, watch something. Just reward yourself that you actually took action. It's okay to do that. But have a block of time where you get shit done. Okay, and every day, move closer, one step closer to your goal. And, if you want to get there faster, join my community. I'm building stuff on it, so, systems and things like that. So, once it's ready, you can join anytime. It's free. This is me just giving pure value. We touch on the physical side, so fitness, nutrition, so how to be more focused, how to be in a better mental state, you feel more alive. And obviously the fitness side is going to boost your confidence, elevate your testosterone, so you may more opt to take more risks, right? Have better decision making, because testosterone can do a lot of things for you as a man, right? And then we touch on, charisma, your voice, your presence, and all of that. Man to woman dynamic. If you're new to dating, there's different stages from, when you meet her, from, when you actually go on a date with her, and then, continuing dating her, and getting closer and closer to long-term relationships, and what to do, what not to do, how to hold frame, and everything around that. And then obviously We touch on mindset. So if you don't know what your actual goal is right now, this community will help you find it at least. All right, asking you the right questions, then breaking down, each goal that comes to your mind, and as you start writing in more and more and elaborating on that goal, the things will start popping up and create sort of this web effect, right? And then we're going to start establishing strategies to manifest that goal in a non-woo-woo way, okay? Just creating what we call slides, which is like sort of view in a point of view, like sort of vision that you've already made that goal. And that is super powerful because it sends a message to the world. And I know it sounds, whatever you want to call it, but it works. It works. Outer intention, is something we don't have power on. But when you have these, these visions, these slides, you're taking action every single day. You're not feeding into the negative like pendulums, as we call it, that, it's sucking your energy. That could be from people, from things, from anything. So when we start recognizing those pendulums, and we take action and we visualize our slides every day, outer intention, which is a powerful source, start materializing like you actually getting closer and closer to that goal faster than you think. So yeah, it's very exciting stuff. I'm excited. Thanks for watching this video if you've been watching for that long. But yeah, simply put, just take action, do one thing. It's going to take you closer to your goal. And keep me in the loop. Comment, like, subscribe. No, I'm kidding. Just pick one thing. Pick one thing. And what I would pick right now, subscribe, because there's going to be more videos. Cheers.